Whoosh! Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku Was Superman. I know it says Superman on top, but its full name is What If Deku, or actually, its actual name is called What If Deku Was Born as a Kryptonian. It's similar to Superman, but yeah, or yeah, I don't know, remember, but yeah. One of you guys actually suggested, like saying, hey, how about make a what if Deku had the Superman's powers? And I was like, okay, sure. So that's why this what if is getting created right now. So I'm only using 3 pictures because it takes too long to yeah. So only in the as I could always use Google on it. So yeah. So let's begin. Zuko was born as a Kryptonian. And I'm also adding Zumi into this what if, so just don't. So his name is like basically his character name is called, sounds closer to like Superman's is Kryptonian name. Kal-El. Zuko-El. ZL. Yeah. I'm trying to say it properly, but yeah. So So his parents feel, so he's the last son of the Krypton. Krypton. So he came to Earth when he was just a toddler. And his parents sent him off like how Superman, but he landed in the countryside where Inko Asashi found him. And Zumi was the same age as how Zuko is in this what if. So yeah. So So basically, Inko and Sashi named him Zuko because they wanted a son. But yeah. So then they basically go. So time skip to age of 4. They basically got to the quirk doctors and tells Zumi that she has a quirk and her brother doesn't have a quirk. And Zuko actually, his hair color was similar to his like father and mother, like his birth parents. So yeah. And he already has a sister that we later learn down the line. But yeah. So let's continue. So after the quirk doctor, Zumi and Zuko, Inko and Sashi is happy that they have 2 kids. Plus, one of them is a alien. So, yeah. So Zuko ends up basically one day his parents took him to the museum of learning about different space stuff. But what really intrigues Zuko was Kryptonian and inherits. So, like, the technology. As his parents were like, sure. It was Zumi runs with Zuko and they see green kryptonite on a display. But its effect still affects Zuko as his skin, as he collapsed, as he's coughing, okay, rather, as Inko is like, as he knows, or as she looks at Zuko and green kryptonite. As Asashi was a pro hero, or is this pro hero in this what if, so yeah. So when he saw his son, like, as they're like, what's going on? As, okay, he's none of us been affected by it. Well, and then Inko, or actually Zuko, so Inko and Nasashi took Zuko to back to their house thing with Zumi, and they're like, as I think as Zuko knows that he's a Kryptonian, as his first suggestion was, let's look over there. And then Zumi's like, no, let's go to see what Kryptonians had. As Zuko knows that he doesn't know that he's Kryptonian, but his mother and father, like his adopted parents, knows that he's a Kryptonian, or because of him. So his mother, so now they are now getting older. Him and his sister, as, let's say, 15 or 13. He finally, like, told him, or actually, so after the museum incident thing, Zuko knew a little bit about Kryptonians, that he definitely knows he is a Kryptonian. But, yeah. So his parents asked him, why did that kryptonite? Wait. As Asashi realized, wait. Hold on. As he just figured out why Zuko, who wanted to choose somewhere else. As Asashi can't believe it. He felt so dumb when As Inko and Zumi are like looking at him like, what's going on? As Asashi says, that museum has green kryptonite that's poisonous to the Kryptonians. No matter if it's in the jar or... Wait, so you're saying Kryptonians are weak to it? As Zuko says, yes. It's like poison. It's a dangerous substance. Since on each kryptonite, as he says, affects either me or anyone around me. So basically, like, there's, if I remember correctly, as he did learn that he is a Kryptonian from his parents, or from the way that they talk. And he always asked them, am I... yeah. So, Inko and Asashi were like, wait, so you know about green kryptonite? Yeah. It makes us weaker than the average human. And if we are disposed to it too long, well, as he looks away, as he points to the grave site, right? They point to a grave site, and yeah. This would be like my grave if... As Asashi, Inko, and Zumi's eyes widen as he can't believe it. Yeah. So, green kryptonite, noted that stay away from green kryptonite. What about the other colors? Well, red kryptonite, as he... Can I write it down? Sure. Or draw pictures about it. As he drew like circles about green, red, and all that stuff. Like he shows a display. Like the guy, like this. And so they basically, he shows all the different kinds of Kryptonians or different colors of kryptonite. Like he says, red and makes me change moods, like have a mental breakdown. As Zumi, Inko, and Shashi can't believe. So if you see me in rage or some other type, just let me know, or just to know to go find wherever the red kryptonite is and dispose of it And yeah, gold is, as he says, golden kryptonite is basically as he says, it strips away a Kryptonian's DNAs. White and platinum, or white actually, as he explains a lot of things, as Asashi and Inko's like, man, you know a lot more. As Sashi says, he was born, or he was born as Kryptonian. So, yeah. And what about color black kryptonite? As Zermes asked. Good question. The black kryptonite is actually how will I put this? You know those guys, or those quirks that can do anything? Well, like basically multiply your body. Yeah. The copy quirk, or I always forget what Twice's quirk is. Is it duplication or something? Yeah. I think so, but yeah. Well, he says, he says that, like, the black kryptonite is like that, but splits a person, or splits a Kryptonian into two. One good, one bad. And how can you tell which is which? Costume. Black. Means evil. Sorry if for that long pause, sorry. I was just trying to think of wording. So as Zuko says, they look for either the black outfit and is for if I had that, I would have been split into two, and one evil version always wears dark clothes, and the light version always wears light clothes. And then yeah. Yeah. So then basically, Zuko says that. Ooh, okay. So, black kryptonite gives, like, basically splits you into two separate people. That's weird. Yeah. So then, yeah, so a time skip. So I'm adding one thing I forgot to do earlier. So yeah. So then Zuko went to UA. As he already knows because, yeah, he already had his biological sister before. And she did leave the planet before, or she left Krypton before, but when she got back home, she thought she was the only one left. And she's blaming herself for for not being there to he'll do all that stuff. So then yeah. Okay, so how about the sun as he steps outside? Well, as he just lays on in the grass, as he says, the sunlight, there's actually two different types, as Zucker says. And so that's, or so we transfer back to Earth and back to where Zuko is at. Let's see. So you're saying that if yellow sunlight gives you basically refuel, basically, and the red kryptonite, or no, red sun is more of a, makes you weaker, right? Yes. So, yeah. So then the Zuko ends up telling, yeah. So then Zuko, or so Zumi, his sister, should I say stepsister, because his main sister is a, yeah, like his own sister ends up, like his stepsister, or should I say his adopted sister, because he was adopted to the family, was like, man, so all that power and weaknesses, man. Yeah. And I forgot to tell you something else about pink one. What does a pink kryptonite do? Well, as he turned away, he embarrassment. It changes the organs. What kind? Well, to the, as he's right, or he draws a picture of a girl, and boys, as they're like, what are you doing? As he drew out a full image, the pink kryptonite for Kryptonians is we sometimes change genders, basically. Wow. So you're saying pink kryptonite turns you into like the opposite of yourself, right? Yeah. Man. Yeah. So Zuko goes to, so a time skip to 15. Because he was born on Krypton and he is Kryptonian, and his sister, or his birth sister, basically, he was born in a family with his twin sister. His twin sister looks similar to Kal-El, or whatever her name is. But she has, instead of blonde hair, she has like this black hair. Or, yeah. Just like her brother before. So then, so let's go to see her, shall we? Yeah. So she flies around the planet, or entire solar system, galaxy after galaxy, trying to find out what happened. Or because she wants to, as she's blames herself, but she went, or very first, or no, actually her idea, as she looks at Earth, maybe I need to check there to see if there's any survivors of my species. And she had this feeling that her brother is still alive. That's what she's feeling deep down. And the mission that she went on before the Krypton, or like way before Krypton exploded, was she was trying to find molecules, like basically different auras or different ores in different planets far away from Krypton. So, yeah. And then she gathered enough to go back home and finds out her home got destroyed. So, yeah. So then so she basically went to Earth after that thought, and she landed somewhere away from humanization thing. Like she parked her like ship basically in the waterfall away from everybody. She had the keys now, as she dressed up in her human outfit and like her citizen outfit to go into town. And yeah. So yeah, basically Zuko, or no one knew that Zuko, his sister, was still alive. And then so she's been searching for a while, a long time. Zuko was now at age of 15. I almost said age of 3, 15. And he goes to UA, as everybody's like, you don't have a quirk, so you can't join. As Zuko looks at him, really? As he asked Momo, or he actually asked Mentos to do, because Mentos was there as exam, to show something, as he said sure, and he made a giant pillar, like enough, it's like a target practice, as he basically used his heat vision, and as yeah, when he melted the concrete, it became a smoldering ashes of like basically a lava pit. Yeah. As he closes his eyes, as Bakugo is like, okay. as Bakugo actually, he didn't know before. So, but Zumi told her, or told him, that his that her brother is a Kryptonian. As when Bakugo says, "Wait, you're pulling my leg," and so then that happens. It's good to do. Yeah. So let's do this. And so he basically went into, let's see what you are, Kryptonian, or Deku. And he, in this alternate timeline, he didn't nickname him to Deku, so he called him, like, by his name. Or actually, he did give him a nickname of Cool Dude. Basically, so Tenya, or Suzuku is so excited as Tenya stops him. "You're gonna bother that girl," as he points to Ochako, Araka, as he says, "No, I'm not. I wanted to be in the front so that because I'm excited. That's why I'm not gonna bother her." As he tells Tenya, "That's the truth, actually." "Really? Huh, okay." As he stands right at the door, as after it opens, he just like, yay. As he flies, or as he just like, basically, he flew across the entire city under a nanosecond, beating up robots after robots, using his heat vision, his cold home, and like, he has over, at this point, he had a score of infinity. That's what it said, infinity. And they're like, as I think this is what Kryptonians are. As when Tenya heard, wait, what do you mean? Azumi says, my brother is a Kryptonian, actually. As everybody can't believe it. When they heard that they never met a Kryptonian that was alive, still alive. As they're like, man, he's moves fast. Yeah. As each one is represented. And when everybody heard that Kryptonian is him, that was, or Zuko, they all like wanted his autograph right then and there. Because, yeah, even some of the girls that saw him, except for his sister, they both like, or actually everybody else was like, it's good to meet an actual Kryptonian. Huh, yeah. Everybody chose him Yeah, so he flies around. Yeah. So the so then he got into class 1A, and funny enough, his sister, I'm trying to say it worded because Zumi is his stepsister, and his actual sister was actually came to Earth. Yeah, when he was like 14. But she didn't know that her brother is still alive, so before. So, yeah. So then when he chose his superhero name, I already came up with a superhero name. What would it be? As All Might says. Mine would be Superman. Man of Steel. Oh. Yeah. It's the theme. As everybody knows that. As everybody's like, man, that actually suits you. Superman. Yeah. And he's faster than the Flash and the TV show. Because Zuko, yeah. So both of those two wins against, or like his, yeah. So now, yeah. So Zuko ends up basically, so at US, so a time skip to USJ. Hey, and the so Gran Torino actually, so first of all, Zumi gets one for all. First of all, and so everybody, including Mr. Zawa, heard that Zuko was Kryptonian. So that he needs to prove that as they tested in his DNA, and he's like, holy crap, he's 100% Kryptonian. As everybody says, holy crap. And Mr. Zawa is like, yeah, oh boy. As everybody looks at Zuko as Lizard wants Zuko to teach the pro heroes and the students what, or actually pro heroes mostly, about what types. As Zuko was like, okay. So all the pro heroes from the meeting arc where there was Blood King and the rest of them. Well, yeah. Each of these kryptonites that's shown on screen does something to me or surrounding areas. And no, he's not Lobo, so thank goodness. If I can see you guys commenting down, what if Deku had Lobo's powers? No, I'm not going to do that because it's just too weird. Plus, yeah. So Zuko ends up basically had to explain the same thing to like his parent, just like he explains to his family, his adopted family, but to the pro heroes, as everybody's like, oh boy. So, so green kryptonite. You're saying green kryptonite is like poison to you. So that's out of a question, yeah. So then, yeah, Zuko did make a Fortress of Solitude thing away from everybody. So, yeah, as he's glad about it. So then his parents parents did visit him from time to time. And, yeah. So then yeah. So he also made a rebirth chamber where it's, where it's basically if he dies, he comes right back to life. Yeah. So let's continue. So, a time skip. After the USJ thing, and so after that, his sister looks at, no, not his actual, or no, not his adopted sister, or should I say, his, basically stepsister. It's confusing me. So then basically Zuko was pretty much, he was flying home with Zumi, but then out of nowhere, as he's about to, or he did tell his family that he's gonna go to the Fortress of Solitude to like basically to experiment and to still set up his gear stuff. Yeah. But do you need anything, or do you, sorry, do you need anything, or let's eat something, okay? As Ingo says, as he cooks, or as she cooks up like a best stuff, and yeah, like a typical food. He never actually gains weight anyway, so because his metabolism, I can't even say it. His metabolism is so fast that even it develops, yeah, all that stuff. So then his daughter, or no, his stepsister, her, was like, man, you never seen a Kryptonian eat so fast before. As he says, yeah, we never gain any weight because of our metabolism. I can't even say it properly. I'm sorry for that. So, yeah, Zuko ends up saying that, and they're like, man, rest of your species is pretty funny. So, yeah, he does. After they eat, then they fly back. So he flies to the Fortress of Solitude to set up some gear. But out of nowhere, a certain person tackled him in midair onto the ground. As she says, it's been a long time no see, brother. As she looks at her own brother, as he doesn't remember, that's how long it's been. As he's trying to remember, as she knows that it's been too long, so as she basically hugs him, and she's not trying to kill him, she tries to hug him. As she hugs him, and she had a photo of when he was just a toddler on Krypton with her in it. As she pulls it out, and she does say her name and shows it. He doesn't, as he had tears coming down, as he's so embarrassed that this girl knows who he is, and she actually didn't, or she knew, or actually, she did tell him that that makes him the son, not the him. I said son, but of last Krypton, but not a daughter, or yeah. So then she basically gets him. It's good to see you up and at him, little brother, as she says with a smiley face. As he can't remember exactly, as he comes home, as she did tell him that, or she explained everything. She's been looking for him around to because of what happened to Krypton, as she remembers him when he was just a toddler. And she was a kid that was about a normal sized kid. Yeah. So she's basically tells him that after I got back from my mission stuff, then he saw our home world was gone. But then I looked everywhere, and there was no other Kryptonians. As she says, as she looks down, she blames herself. She thought this is what she says. I thought I was going to be the last Kryptonian and around. But then when I checked, or so I had to check one more thing. As he goes, so you checked Earth, and you finally found me, right? Yes. As he basically says, yeah. As he basically had memories, or his pod that he came to Earth with was at Fortress of Solitude thing, and he did show what truly happened. So you're saying Krypton exploded when, like, after, or way after I left. Yeah, and our parents, like, before, they know that you were her, like, they thought you were gonna be a last. But but they sent me to Earth. For one day we rejoined. So I'm glad. As, yeah. So then So what's this contraption over here? Oh, that's rebirth. There's two. If any of us die, then we can be rebirthed back into, like, basically heals back up. As she's happy, yeah. As she basically nods on him. And she's about, because her age, Zuko is at 15. Or actually, let's say when he was just a toddler, he was like 1 year old. And his sister was 4 times as older than him. So basically, she's 4 years older than her own brother. So she's basically, during the time skip thing, she ends up going to, or she's now 19, and Zuko's is at 15. Yeah. As he, yeah. I was gonna say, like, Yeah. So she's still the youngest one, but yeah. So the next day, he goes to UA. His sister is like, where are you going? I have school called UA. It's called that. So they don't know about you came to. Yeah, I agree. I'll just stay around here. Or I'll come. As the so his so her name, so Zuko gave her a name of, like, basically, instead of, I forget her name, the one that's Supergirl's, basically she ends up dating, or no, actually she's not dating, she ended up basically called there's Zumi already been taken, and Zyra. That's what, yeah. I'm just gonna use Zyra, so yeah. So Zyra is happy to have that name. So everybody, or when he shows up to school, as everybody's like, okay, who's with him? Oh, let me properly introduce you. Or before, as everybody knows that he's Kryptonian. Yeah, including his stepsister. So, yeah, he says, this girl is actually my biological sister of mine. As when everybody heard that the girl, that was same from the same species, is everybody can't believe her. Like, basically, here, hold on. Supergirl. Yeah. So, yeah. Supergirl ends up, she's also chose to have that name. So yeah. And when they heard that Zuko had a sister, and she tells them that that my brother there was actually she told him, like, she thought she was the last one. Everybody thought those two were, yeah. So a time skip to All My versus All for One, because I want to make this video a little bit faster than just normally. So yeah, so Zuko, All for One, the Quirk Doctor creates a bullet to kill Superman, aka Zuko. And of course, All for One versus All Might. All Might was down, but not out, and Zuko. So All for One pulls out when Zuko, or so All for One used his cannon, air cannon. Zuko blocks it, and then the All for One says, I believe you. I know that you were coming." So he pulls out a gun, aims it at Superman, and says, "Say your goodbye." Boom. As he pulls the trigger, and there goes Superman, aka, as everybody, as Supergirl, or Zuko's sister, flies and hits, like, basically, as, yeah, all my gets up, like, fully, and, like, he walks, as he knows that Superman is about to, yeah, as Superman grabs, or as All Might grabs the bullet thing and pulls it out slowly, not like yanks it out, because he doesn't have any strength left, as dead arms and, like, rest of everybody, or so All for One died from Supergirl. Yeah. As Bakugo pulls out, or slowly pulls out the, yeah, the Kryptonian, or Kryptonian, or no, not Kryptonian. I meant the bullet from Zuko's chest. He did miss the heart by a lot, as, yeah, but it was too late. He died. As they buried him, as the Supergirl picks her own brother's dead body, as she looks at it, she doesn't want her brother to die, as she flies in at supersonic speeds, as the machine that was connected to as Fortress of Solitude knows Zuko is dead. So they basically used him, so they put him in a chamber thing. And so Zuko ends up getting, like, or his body broke down and reformed back. Like it was nothing even happened. That's he woke up from his slumber, as he's like, what just happened? I remember getting shot in the chest. as Jimmy, or as, or let's say, if they, as all my, or let's say, Inko, Asashi, and Zumi, and all my were there when he came regained his consciousness. Is he's like, "Oh, what just happened? I just, it's good to have you back, brother." He, thanks, man. As he's still kind of groggy because the machine, or like he did tested it before, and yeah, so so he came back to life, and as everybody is happy that he's still alive, but his suit was destroyed. So when he basically Rumor Man, like basically, I'm trying to type that in. He looks more like that. Like his suit was not, yeah. So his suit looks like that. Uh, as he feels so much better. And his suit, or they were like, man, I like that suit better than the other suit. Yeah. So, yeah. So then, how does it, yeah. So then, he flies back. Yeah. He still goes to UA. As Nezu says, welcome back, Zuko. It's good to be back. As his sister was with him, and his parents did come with him, and yeah. As he was happy about it. And everybody's like, if any of them had kryptonite bullets, we'll send someone else. Because we do not want you dead again. Yeah. So then he flies around. With enough, like, basically enough force. Yeah. So then everybody's like, man, you're pretty powerful. Yeah. So then Momo and Ochako and every girl except for his stepsister and his biological or sister, both of them went to home, or no, actually fell in love with him. So yeah, Zuko ends up basically thinking about, so Momo ends up asking him out first. And yeah. So Kryptonian, no, actually, let's say Ochako because of gravity. I was gonna choose Momo's because of, yeah. Well, actually, let's say Ochako's owns. Let's say Ochako's gets married because of her gravity powers. So, yeah. And they got married and had 2 kids, and both of them are part Kryptonians, and yeah. But they have quirks that are similar to their mothers, but they fuse to create new powers for them that makes them more powerful than actual Kryptonians. Yeah. And actually, Todoroki actually had love for Zuko's biological sister. So basically, Zara. Yeah. So he did date her, and yeah. And basically got married to her, and so now they both have, so they're, yeah, all that stuff. So now, and Bakugo did choose Zumi because of, yeah, and, hold on, there we go, now, and this video has gone long enough, so, or this movie has gone long enough, so, yeah, peace out, Cub Scouts. Have a good night or day, depends on the time zones, peace. And before we go, and tomorrow's What If is about to get crazy. Whoop, wrong one. This one. How crazy? Well, it's what if Deku was I always pronounce it as Jojo, his sorcerer. Yeah. As Zuko was born so powerful in that world, you'll probably be crazy about it. So, peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day. Depends on the time zones. Peace.